שלום סמי.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Welcome to Power CEOs, the truth behind the business. I'm Jen Gaudet, your fearless host, entrepreneur, investor, and business coach. Why are we here? Because I believe that iron sharpens iron. And when we bring experts, top entrepreneurs and investors from across the world to share what's working in business and maybe even some of what's not, what we are able to do is learn and grow together. As a result, we become better as better professionals, better business owners, and the ripple effect impacts not only ourselves, but also our teams, our families, our communities, and our world. I'm really excited about our guest today in studio because you have asked and I have listened. I've gotten a ton of feedback asking for, this is great, Jen, but what about those of us who have a corporate position or we work in a job and we're looking to transition and we have a business on the side? How does that work? How do I manage my time? How do I keep from burning out? So I have curated the perfect expert for you. I would love to introduce to you Ursula Carr of Medic Revive. Welcome to the studio, Ursula.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
So you have such an amazing story. You are working in medicine. You have not given that up yet. You are a single mom by circumstance, and you have started a business. So a lot of our guests are always asking, Jen, how do I manage all of these things and grow my business without burning out? And I know that you have the perfect story to tell about this. So talk a little bit about how you are able to manage starting a business, because it's at the startup phase, growing that business while still having a job and taking care of your children.
Sure, I'm very happy to talk about that. It's not been always like this. I have a story to tell. Some time ago, about 8 years ago, I've lost my husband to pancreatic cancer. And it was a very tragic moment for our family because very unexpected. He was a relatively young, very fit and healthy guy. Without any prior symptoms, he was suddenly diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And also what is important to mention is that he also was a full-time stay-at-home dad. And I'm a specialist pathologist, so I was working here full-time, but our family unit was very happy because dad stayed at home. We have 4 lovely daughters. They were very little at the time. And everything worked really well. So you can imagine the shock, the tragedy that we experienced, the pain. It took 16 months for him, heroic journey, lots of chemo, pain for him and for the whole family. And unfortunately, he lost his battle. He passed away. And just like that, I became a single mom of 4. At the time, the girls were not even 5, the youngest, and the eldest was not even 12. So I had to still go to work. The circumstances were such that we just bought a house in Sydney for nearly $1 million. And I had this huge mortgage. My husband was gone and dad was gone. And I was still managing my whole family, no family support in Sydney. And not surprisingly, after a while, I burned out. And it was really, really severe burnout. To the point that I really struggled to get out of bed. I kind of felt like, being suffocated and locked in this kind of dark chamber with no windows, no doors to escape. I really felt that situation because I didn't know what else I could do. I wanted to change. I wanted to do something different, but I couldn't even cut my hours. And also I thought, well, if I don't do medical profession and my specialty, what else can I do? I don't know anything else. I've spent, I was counting actually 23 years, including the primary, to study, to actually do what I do, including the primary and high school. 23 years. What else can I do? Nothing. That's what was my perception at the time. And but I knew I needed to do something. I needed some change. I needed to take some actions because for the sake of my children and for my own sake. And I threw myself into self-development world, following all these gurus, Tony Robbins, John DeMartini, John Dispenza, Marisa Peerce, you name it, I've heard it, I've read it. And books, podcasts, everything. And what really shifted initially was, surprisingly, Tony Robbins, all these expensive courses, he's got this little clip on YouTube, which is completely free. And I would say this clip saved my life at the time. It's called Tony Robbins Priming. What it is just like 10, 15 minutes exercise where he goes through, emotions of imagining past moments, being really grateful for what we experience, and getting into that beautiful emotional state. And I followed him, but later on I developed my own little morning routine, and I have it to these days. I would not get out of bed until I've done my little routine, and I'm set up for the day. And also what I've done for the long time was that I had my morning routine, but then I went to work and stuff started happening, and I already started feeling this panic of not being on a top and work piling, and what I was doing wrong, that I didn't have any tools to actually, for my time management, for me, during the day, how to manage the stress when there is so much work and you feel completely overwhelmed. And now I have my box of tools, and I am in transition. I've been in a transition for nearly 2 years since I actually started thinking about doing something outside. I managed to really, really well, manage my life, the time, my family, still engaging in lots of hobbies. I love doing things like, I run a lot, I do karate, I do yoga, I travel a lot with my kids, and solo, and for work and for pleasure. And I just, know how to deal with all these things and how to structure my life. My life is very structured, must be said.
I hear that. And, something that I really want to highlight is you recognized you were in burnout when you were in severe burnout. You couldn't get out of bed and you had the added trauma. So I want to ask the question because physicians are at like an all-time high of burnout and compassion fatigue, and they don't even recognize it until it's that severe. And so I know that you had that story, and I know you've managed to balance all the things so that you can run your business, grow your business, do the medical, and also have your time as well. And it's been a transformation for you. But how can entrepreneurs, physicians, anyone who's in a service-based industry, and even those who aren't, how can we recognize that we are entering into burnout or in the beginning or earlier phases of burnout before we get to the point where we just can't even get out of bed, or we just nothing seems to work for us? Are there some things that we could be looking for or listening for that are kind of like cues that, hey, I'm starting to head into burnout. It's time for me to up-level my self-care, or for me to take a break, or for me to do something different. Is there something that you have seen in all of your work that is kind of the precursor to, I just can't get out of bed?
Yes, that's a great question. Yes, I was in a severe burnout at the time, but what I've noticed, the first thing is probably when you're passionate about your work, and I'm still very passionate about what I do, and I've started feeling disappointed. I just couldn't care less. You lose that drive, you lose the spark. So the first thing I believe is just losing that spark and the purpose. Why you're getting out of bed. I couldn't see that purpose anymore. even so, the only purpose I had was my children, but nothing else. And that what actually got me out of bed. But profession-wise, I just lost it. It seemed like a machine producing result, me, rather than helping people, being a doctor, because what I do for work, I diagnose diseases. I look under the microscope at the tissue of patients, and I diagnose disease, so then clinician can discuss it with me, and they provide the best care for the patient for that particular condition. And I just couldn't see the why I am doing this. And that's very important to recognize that might be quite subtle, that like I call it sunditis. People call it sunditis. On a Sunday evening, I just felt really upset and depressed almost that I have to go to work on Monday. And that's actually very common. And that is a sign not to ignore. If you feel like that, you should be thinking, are you in the right job? Are you doing the right thing? Or maybe you are, but you are doing too much. And start questioning it before it's too late, before it's just, before you start finding yourself in a similar situation. Because the problem is that people often say, if you are burnt out, just change something, or ideally quit your job or cut your hours. I couldn't do this. I couldn't quit my job because I was the only breadwinner. And I couldn't even cut my hours because I needed to provide, pay the mortgage and the girls' schools and all sorts of things. So that wasn't an option for me.
Well,
and to be honest,
I just want to highlight, like, a lot of times people who are in burnout are in that exact same situation. They can't leave their job or change their business or do something different, and they are the breadwinner. So what are some of the things that they can do when they're in that situation, when they recognize, I have Sundayitis, I don't want to get up in the morning, and that's the first part of burnout, or they've lost their passion and they're not quite sure why they're doing what they're doing? What are some ways that they can maybe do a 1-degree course correction and right that ship so they can maneuver back out, so they don't slip into that deep, dark hole of burnout, so that they can continue to show up? And this is huge in medicine. We see that here, so they can continue to show up and serve and really be excited about what they do again. Because we don't go, I came from medicine as well. We don't go into medicine for no reason. We go because we want to help people. Like that's what drives us to even study medicine in the first place. And so what are some things that they can do if they're feeling a little burned out, tired, maybe they don't have that spark, that can right the ship, like some easy action steps or maybe an exercise for people that are watching today?
Yes. So what I would really highly recommend, what I was doing wrong for a long time, the first time when I opened my eyes in the morning, I looked at my phone, and I still receive the messages telling me how many patients I have to see or diagnose on that day. I don't see the patient, diagnose. And that really, make my heart sink. I already was depressed before even getting out of bed. So please don't do this. Don't pick up your phone. Don't read the papers, emails, nothing before you have your morning routine done. And what I would really strongly recommend, I know people talk about meditation, and busy people like medics, other professionals, they have no time meditate for hours in the morning, because if you listen to the gurus, they talk to you, you need to meditate for 2 hours or an hour or half an hour even. I don't do this. 5 minutes is enough, in my opinion. And so morning routine is incredibly important. I would just start from counting and breathing, counting from 10 to 1 and breathing, just to make sure that you are going from that state of beta wave brains, which is our alert state, to alpha brain state, which is our relaxed state. And bring some memories. If you have nothing to be excited about right now, if you have something, then think about that, focus on that. Focus on what is going well in your life. If you have nothing, because it may happen that you have nothing, go to the past. Bring up some moment of joy. It could be when your child was born, or when you got married, your wedding day, some really positive emotions, memories, and bring that up. Feel those emotions. Just really makes your mind, it shifts your mind to the right to the right place to actually face the day. And what I do, or what I've learned from, I think it was Esther Hicks, positive segmenting. I also break my day into segments and I make intentions. Okay, I'm going to drive to work. I make intention that, okay, it's going to probably be busy because traffic is huge, but I'm going to use this time. I already plan in my head what I'm going to listen to, because I like to grow. So I listen to podcasts, I listen to audiobooks. I make my life, every single moment, exciting. And so even traffic, I used to go and, an hour of my commute was wasted by getting really irritated. And now I just look forward to this. And then, the next part, I'm going to work and I'm going to just make sure that I'm focused, that I'm present, and everything is going to flow really well. This is really powerful, the little segmenting of the day. And so that's what I would start with.
Okay,
meditation is great if you have time.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were done. What I really want to just highlight, because I think it was really key, and you've given so many tips already, is we get to choose how to enter any situation. I want to just highlight, you took traffic. I'm in Houston. Traffic is always a thing, and you can choose to let it bother you, or you can choose to mind feed, listen to a podcast, listen to your favorite song, or reflect on something while you're in traffic. And it literally is a different experience. One is very negative, where you're getting angry and you have negative emotions. The other one is very positive and energizing, so that when you get to where you're going, you have the energy to do what it is you need to do. So I really love that example that you gave, and the positive segmentation. And I want to highlight too, you said, your morning routine is so incredibly important. Absolutely. And what I heard you say, and I just want confirmation on this for everyone who is listening, because we talk about morning routine a lot. Before you do anything, don't look at a paper, don't listen to the news, don't look at your phone. Before you do anything, do your morning routine, because that sets the stage for your day. And I heard 5 minutes focusing on something positive. Could be a meditation, could be gratitudes, could be something that's going to get you in that positive mindset, because that frames your whole day. Did I have that right?
Absolutely. Whatever is working for you. You may just look for inspirations from gurus, but ultimately I developed my own little routine, and I'm share that with my clients, but it may not work for them. So I have a structured thing that I recommend, like a toolbox, and they can choose, they can just adapt, they can make it their own. And what is also important, the movement. Nobody really has time until you're getting up really early in the morning to exercise for hours, before going to work. But I do a few little movements. It's 5 minutes. I'm a big fan of sport anyway, but I do those kind of little movements, like, few push-ups, few sit-ups. I try something new, something exciting. Currently, I'm practicing shuffle dance. There's tons of YouTube videos, and it's usually done by young people. So I'm having fun with that. It's good for the brain to learn something new. It took me a week to actually make a first step because it's amazing how brain is set in certain ways. Me doing karate, I'm a black belt, I'm very structured how I know my moves, and doing something different is a lot of fun. And that also, the physical exercise, those little few minutes, just change your mindset completely. But what I also need to point out, that's great. Morning routine is fantastic. You really need to have it. But then what? I used to go to work and I started panicking. And by the time I was driving back to home, my positive mindset was long gone. And I was actually, coming home really stressed out, yelling at kids. I'm not proud of myself, but that was the situation. And now it doesn't happen.
That's
because
awesome.
work,
and I think that what we should do is, when we come back because we are going to take a quick break, when we come back from break, let's dive into those other tools that we can use throughout the day so that we can stay energized for what matters most, which is what happens after work when we're with our families. We're going to move now to our tech moment of the week. And here we go. AI for the win. Now we're here for our AI and machine learning tip of the week, and I am in studio with Mike and Rishi of Scovinen. We're really excited to be doing this. So guys, can you share any success stories or case studies where Scovinen's implementation of AI and machine learning technologies has led to significant improvements in their clients' operations?
Sure, Jen, I can go first. So one example I'd like to talk about is in logistics. So we had this logistics client that approached us couple of years ago, and they had a lot of paperwork in their as part of their operations. So you talked about scale tickets, gate tickets, rate confirmations, bills of lading, you name it. And not only was that a challenge in terms of their invoicing process, but it led to a lot of transactional paperwork that was in terms of effort. So what we did was used our tool Alstra that we mentioned before to automate that process, that ingestion process. So it saved the amount, saved all the paperwork, the transactional aspect of the paperwork. But more importantly, once you have that data converted to a digital format, and actually you can understand what that data is saying, then we were able to essentially ask a bunch of questions that talked about what is the operational impact of this data. So things like, what's my best time to deliver my product? What's my average cost per mile? What's my best time of the day or the day of the week in which to actually deliver this product? So there's a lot of intelligence that is coming on top of just the mere fact that you now have less work to do. You're actually getting insights that you didn't know you had before. And using that, our client was able to basically reduce their whole invoicing time from 3 weeks to 1 week. Sorry, not 1 week, 1 day. And more importantly, they had all of these additional operational insights that they gained from that they were able to leverage into negotiating better prices, rerouting and optimizing their truck delivery schedules, etc.
And that's a huge saving, especially when you think about cost and all of the time in the truck and any kind of wasted time or unproductive time. That's fantastic. So you've basically flipped the script from looking at things on the back end to good data to have a leading indicator for your planning purposes. Yes. And so that was a logistics example. Do you have any other industry examples that you'd like to share?
Sure. We've also worked with a rather famous brand. We won't name the brand, but we worked with a brand in the food and beverage sector. And in that particular case, they weren't leveraging the right amount of data in order to understand what the composite ingredient should be as the line goes down and how it relates to quality. So we, tapping into their systems, were able to give them real-time, and in fact you brought it up earlier, predictive information that allowed them to adjust those measures to produce the right output at the right time for the right quality for the right cost. So it got them ahead of the curve on it, and that was in the food and beverage sector.
That's really fascinating, and so other applications of that, as I think about this, is one of the other aspects of manufacturing, for example, is predictive maintenance and downtime and scheduling around that, because if you have downtime, you're losing money every minute, every hour, every day. So does it also provide that kind of insight for them?
That's a great point. So it's interesting, from years, 37 years, 20 plus years in the operational consulting, if I had $1 for every time I went to a maintenance workshop and found a maintenance work order gathering dust, and being used as a booster seat, I mean, I'd get a lot of money. So how do you take that great knowledge out of the person's head that was put onto a piece of paper, and maybe their handwriting wasn't so good, etc., but God forbid they pass away and now we don't know the equipment. So we have, using Alstra again, using our tool Alstra, we were able to take all of the maintenance work orders into the system. Now it's usable data, and then we combine it with sensors on the systems and also external data regarding oil, viscosity, heat and temperature, and we can give you a real holistic look at how that integrity is for the equipment and give you not a reactive corrective maintenance program, but a predictive maintenance program.
Talk about save some money there.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you for that information. If you're listening to this and you're like, how can this help me? I am not sure where to start. Please feel free to reach out to Mike and Rishi at Scovinen. They are here for you. If you don't know how to do that, you can always reach out to me. I'll be happy to connect you. We do have to take a brief break, but we'll be back after these messages.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, How do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching Now Media Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Gaudet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success.
¿Quieres tener el mejor recuerdo de bodas, original, exclusivo y fuera de lo común? Entra a www.larevistadetuboda.mx o visítanos en nuestra página de Instagram o Facebook. Descubre todo lo que puede quedar plasmado en el recuerdo que siempre soñaste. Reportajes, entrevistas, un diseño personalizado, sesiones fotográficas y mucho más. Solo en la revista de tu boda.
Palitos y Bolitas es la catedral de la explicación. Este programa es la única parada que necesitas para entender los porqués y cómo de todo lo que pasa en México y el mundo. Lunes a viernes, 7 p.m. por Heraldo Televisión.
Welcome back to Power CEOs, the truth behind the business. I'm Jen Gaudet, your fearless host, entrepreneur, and business coach. What we are talking about today is burnout. How do we mitigate burnout, avoid burnout, get out of burnout with an expert in that field? If you're just tuning in, you're going to want to go to nowmedia.tv, click on Power CEOs, the show, and catch the first half, because Ursula has shared with us how to start our day if we're feeling dispassionate, if we're really struggling to get up, and move through our day. And that's where I want to pick up. We're here with Ursula Carr. Ursula, right before the break, we talked about how important it is to not only start our day strong, but also interject little activities to keep our positive mindset, to keep our energy up, so that when we get done with our work day, we have energy for what matters most in our life. And so I'd love to pose that question. Give me a couple of quick tips that people watching, listening can implement immediately during their day so that they can be energized when they're ready to go home.
Absolutely. So it is crucial, in my opinion, to actually take tiny little breaks at work. And I used to think that this is just too much waste. I would be wasting too much time. I'm too busy. Wrong. Everybody can take a minute or 2 minutes here and there, and it's important to have many. I would even think, every hour. I try to take some little break every hour. Sometimes it's not possible if you're a surgeon, of course, or you're seeing your patients. But whenever you can, take that moment and just whatever it works for you. I've shared some methods, some tools that I've used, but I have a method that I've learned from Mind Valley. It's called centering exercise, and it's the first one is a little bit longer, but later on when you actually practice it, it is very short, and it brings me very quickly to the to the point of, feeling really, really relaxed very quickly. But I would share one with you now, and it really works really well. I call it garbage removal. You remove your garbage from your head. So it's very, very simple. And can I demonstrate?
Yes, please do.
So what you do is you just take first of all, you focus on something in your surrounding very quickly. It could be your phone, just touch it and feel the structure. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it hard? Is it soft? Whatever you pick up, that makes you focus on something else rather than your stress, whatever situation you're dealing with. Could be a table, could be a chair, whatever. Even you can do it even in your, when people are around. But obviously later on is the breathing. So if somebody is around you, you have to do it quietly. Yes, and you can do it. But if you're on your own in your office or somewhere, you can do it with full sound. And I would say you take a deep breath like that, and then you blow it like you're blowing a candle. And again, and blow the candle. And the third one is like removing all your garbage, and you sort of imagine like all the garbage is going down the slide. It's kind of like going down the slide. So you take a breath and you go, and that's it. Okay. And really, believe me, it works.
That was fantastic. And so you just gave an amazing tool to everyone, because what you've done is you've focused the mind fully on the present by focusing on an object, feeling how it feels, how, like, the texture, how is it presented, what color it is. So you get out of your head and into your body, and then you have them deep breathe in such a way that they're able to just let go whatever is in their head. I thought that was super fantastic. So if you were listening, that was an excellent tool. If you missed it, go back, go to the nowmedia.tv, check out the show, and press rewind as much as you need, because that is, breathing is essential to life. And truly using the breath in that way, Ursula, it downregulates our stress anyway. Like, that's one of the key ways for us to downregulate our stress. So thank you for sharing that.
And what also works for me, it's little sharp spans of very quick exercises. And again, depending on your circumstances, but if you amongst people all the time, you can even lock yourself in a bathroom, to be honest, and do it. And, I won't demonstrate because that's a bit more difficult, but I train karate, so I tend to just sit in a low position, like we call it kibadachi. I lock my office, of course, and I throw punches, like really, a lot of punches, and I do it for 30 seconds. And that really changes my mindset immensely. It is changing your physiology. You can deep dive into this, how exercise changing everything. Physiology changes your mind as well, because it's all connected. But you can do, few push-ups on your desk, or sit-ups, or, anything that is possible for you to do. You need to adapt, of course, to your surrounding circumstances. But you can even changing position from sitting to standing. It does something to our body. So highly recommend it, particularly in a job when you're sitting at the computer and you just need, some breaks. And if you have a moment to get out of the building and just look at the sunshine, I don't know where we live. I live in Sydney, so there's plenty of sun, and I just look at the sun beams and I receive it, and I'm thinking, goodness, I'm so lucky. I have this sun, coming to me from all this distance, and it's only me that is, I'm so lucky. And just that moment of joy and looking at the trees around and just resetting again my focus, my mindset, that actually there's, this beauty around us, the sun, the trees, aren't we lucky to be alive? I'm lucky to be alive, to be here. And then I go back, and what happens? I'm much more focused. And frankly, I do the same amount of work that I used to send me to burnout. And I am mom of 4 kids who are now teenagers and young adults, but they have other issues and quite a lot of issues. Every parent of teenagers would probably agree. The challenges are different, but there are still challenges.
Absolutely.
And with those tools, I am fine.
Yeah, and so what I heard is you get the exact same amount of work done as you used to when you were burned out, but you're taking these mini breaks to reset, which means that you show up at the end of the day your best self with energy for your kids instead of burned out and not able to do anything. And I just want to highlight a couple of things that Ursula said. If you didn't catch this or didn't write this down, move your body. Even if it's 30 seconds, 2 minutes, getting that blood flowing, it actually rejuvenates everything. It helps you to clear your mind and to focus more. She said those things. She said a whole lot more, but when we move our body and we get the blood flowing, it changes our psychology. And she also said go outside. If that's not possible for you in your workday, then go to a window and enjoy what is outside at any window that you can find, because just changing your scenery, even if it's getting up and going to the water cooler, changes your physiology. It also changes your environment. So you're able to kind of reset your mind and re-energize so that when you come back to work, you're more effective, more efficient, more productive, more focused. And just as she said, she's interjecting these every hour into her day and getting the same amount of work done as when she didn't. So it's not going to have a productivity hit for you. Those were awesome, Ursula. And so now I want to ask you, because we started the show off talking about how you're doing a lot of things. You're still working in medicine. You're still practicing medicine. And you're now coaching. You're coaching all kinds, to avoid burnout, to come out of burnout. You've got a tool set that you're doing. Talk to me about what made you decide that you wanted to be a coach and help other people to come out of burnout. I know it was a personal challenge that you faced, but what was it that shifted you that said, you know what, I want to do this for other people, and this is how I'm doing it?
Yes. I think it's important to point out that all these tools that I've mentioned, and there are many around, they're just tools, and they are mostly survival tools. What needs to happen is it goes much deeper than that. We need to achieve that clarity of what we want to do in life. And my coaching program is very simple and very structured, so provides that framework for my clients. So they know exactly what is happening. So initially, as I said, usually people are upset, stressed out, burnout. They have some dilemma, some kind of problem. That's why they're looking for help. So if it depends on a client, on the severity of the problem, I provide those tools. So it's like a raft line or lifeline, I call it. So they have those tools for immediate stress relief. But later on, very soon we start getting deeper into things. So it's very important to achieve clarity. And you would not believe, but a lot of people, they know what they don't want because they are in trouble, the situation which is challenging, but they actually don't know what they want. So we have that kind of method that we sit down and we do all sorts of exercises to actually, and they're very cool. It's fun. Involves imagination, and people are amazed. They actually, sometimes they discover, I had a junior doctor who actually discovered during this that she doesn't really need to do medicine. There's all her life, she thought this is the only thing she can do, but she just saw some other options and possibilities. So it gives people, opens the eyes, opens the doors and windows, and of so many opportunities, possibilities out there. And if you want to transition from your current situation, job, that's fine. Or you can stay, but you renew that purpose. So you need to achieve that clarity. We set very important boundaries. So we learn how to say no to things. And this is not just at work, also at home. I give you an example. I used to spend my weekends driving my kids around, and I was resentful. I hated that. And I decided to set boundaries. I said, listen, Saturday, okay, if you tell me in advance, I can drive you. Sunday is my day. And yes, occasionally I can do something on Sunday, help you out, but give me some notice. Give me, this is my day. This is my day to recharge my battery, to do things that I love doing. So set your boundaries. And then we have various methods or tools to nurture that well-being, prioritize learning how to prioritize yourself, because guess what? If you are burnout, if you stressed out, if you have no purpose in life, no spark, you are no help to anybody. You're not looking after your patients or after your clients well enough. You're not looking after your family. You disconnected. So we're working on that. We also work a lot about the connections with surroundings, with loved ones, friends, people that you are communicating with every day. And these are very important. And it may be that some clients need to move on and, cut some strings and make this important decision. If there is a toxic influence, they just need to choose to terminate the relationship and bring some new people into your life. And so that's what we do. And we also, just learn to keep that accountability. So I help my clients to feel, supported and feel accountable, but also take self-responsibility, because no coach in the world is going to change anything in your life if there is no commitment, if there is no that self-responsibility and self-accountability. And we go through the process. When we achieve that clarity, person knows what they want to do. We then engage in something which is really fun. A lot of people call it goal setting, which for me is really boring. I find it extremely boring. It's just not my thing. But we actually instead talk about intentions, and we bring intentions and experiences. What would you love to experience? What would make you happy? What would make you get out of bed? And towards those experiences, then we set little steps, actions, because you have to take action. Nothing is going to change. And sometimes, it's very overwhelming because you are somewhere here and your goal is over there. And it is overwhelming itself. So we bring it into tiny little steps, milestones, to actually not to feel overwhelmed, but have that feeling of progress, of changing, of moving. And, when we change that focus to where we want to be, something magical happens. We stop dwelling on circumstances and conditions and, being that victim of circumstances, conditions. Oh my God, poor me. Because if I stayed in that, if I just can give my example again, in that kind of poor me, my husband died, I'm a single mom of four kids, I could easily go into severe depression, mental illness, addictions, drug, alcohols, whatever, because tension needs to be released. And but you have always a choice. You can choose to live your life the way you want to create the life you want to have, and create despite the circumstances. And this is what coaching does for many clients. If there is a commitment to change, it helps to just move from that point to what you want to achieve, to the desired outcome. And that's very important to understand.
I really like that you summarized that. And so just to kind of wrap it up in a bow, what I heard was, first and foremost, there's the toolbox of survival so that you can get out of that crisis mode, if you will, of burnout and start to live again, if you will. But it's about the clarity, figuring out who you are or who you are becoming. Because everything you shared today was about who you are as a human being and who you want to be. And then you just hold their hand every step of the way. If they make the commitment to become that person and they have that vision of that person, they can hold on to that. And you help them every step of the way so that they can break down, see the progress. Progress, not perfection, is something I hear a lot. And it sounds cliche, but it's so true. And they can actually see the milestones, and it becomes little steps instead of a big leap up of a mountain. So I think that's really fascinating. And I thought you wrapped that up very well. And I think the one thing that I want to hone in on is you mentioned accountability. Without accountability outside of ourselves, there is really nothing that's holding us to what we say other than ourselves. So that external accountability piece is really huge in coaching. And so I love that you help with the clarity and you bring it all together, but you also provide that accountability so people get to where they want to be because they said they wanted to and they committed to it. And it's our job as coaches to actually say, okay, great, you said you're going to do this. This is what you want. Let's go. And what do you need to get out of your way and actually make it happen? So that was awesome summation of like really what a coach is, because so many people don't understand. They're like, oh, a coach is going to make magic happen. No, you make magic happen. You make magic happen when you take action. And I love that you said that. I say that, knowledge is the little piece. Our toolbox is the little piece of the equation. And over here, the action, the implementation is where the magic happens. That's what helps us to reframe and choose to be that positive and choose to become that person who is going to love their life and create the life that we want. So I thought you said that beautifully. And we are drawing near the end of the session. So I just wanted to ask if people are looking for someone to help them through burnout, or someone has been through a trauma and they're looking to refine that purpose in life and really reclaim their life and the joy in their life, how can they reach out to you?
Oh, they can find me on Facebook, my personal Facebook. I have very unique name. I have a website, Medic Revive, and I sympathize with medics, of course, but this all work applies to anyone, particularly professionals who are really stressed out, who have highly demanding jobs, but anyone. So medicrevive.com, and the email is hello@medicrevive.com. So the Facebook, you can reach me at my private Facebook because my name is quite unique, and you type Ursula Carr Sydney, you will find me. So Messenger, and I also on Instagram, most of the social media, LinkedIn, at both professionally by my name and the Medic Revive website. So there's plenty of opportunities to just go and find me. I have groups on Facebook as well. There's a Linden Tree group, which I share a lot of tools with people just to do something for the community, and they are free tools. I kind of like to give a lot because I've been in a very terrible space, horrendous space, both through my burnout experience, but also losing my husband, which the pain, it's difficult to describe. And I also wrote a chapter of the book that is about to publish. So yeah, I'm really easily reachable, and we can have a session, clarity session, I call it. There is no obligation, because you need to find a coach that really resonates with you. And, I would advise looking for a coach that really, their own journey and experience, what they've done, kind of ticks the boxes and resonates. And that creates this rapport from the beginning. Absolutely. Because rapport is extremely important.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your expertise. It has been an absolute pleasure. You've been so tremendous. And unfortunately, all good things do come to an end, including this show. So thank you for everything, Ursula. If you are watching or listening, reach out to Ursula. She is a wealth of knowledge and information. She would be more than happy to support you. But you know that it's the time for you to take action on something that she said. She gave us an amazing breathing tool, a breathing technique to lower our stress. Maybe it's addressing your morning routine at the beginning of your day. Whatever you heard today that said, maybe I want to up-level my life there, now is the time to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today, so that we can start that positive momentum, shift that momentum positively so that we can improve our businesses and our lives. And we will leave with that today. Go win today, win this week, and we'll see you same time, same station next week. Have an amazing rest of your day.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Gaudet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fitch. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success.
¿Quieres tener el mejor recuerdo de bodas, original, exclusivo y fuera de lo común? Entra a www.larevistadetuboda.mx o visítanos en nuestra página de Instagram o Facebook. Descubre todo lo que puede quedar plasmado en el recuerdo que siempre soñaste. Reportajes, entrevistas, un diseño personalizado, sesiones fotográficas y mucho más. Solo en la revista de tu boda.
Palitos y Bolitas es la catedral de la explicación. Este programa es la única parada que necesitas para entender los porqués y cómo de todo lo que pasa en México y el mundo. Lunes a viernes, 7 p.m. por Heraldo Televisión.
Still, I think it's taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deal.